going to let some people get into the video, get into the chat. We are going to get into some major Tesla news, a ton of different Tesla news, thus the title itself. I mean, it's a bunch of great news, massive news. The company is up to amazing things. So stick with Tesla News Tonight right here on YouTube, over on Substack and Spotify and X as well. So we're going to go live we are live right now, but I'm going to get into all the news. First, what I want to do is break down some of the news headlines that I featured in a recent massive Tesla news roundup. It was 3 different Substack and Spotify podcast episodes where I went over a ton of Tesla news, and that was a massive trio of podcast episodes. I'm going to get into these headlines that I read and reacted to during those 3 podcast episodes. Again, check out my Substack and Spotify podcasts for massive Tesla news roundups. Okay, so first off, I went over some Benzinga news. Benzinga wrote, Tesla hits 11-month low. Patience required, says analyst. So, a bunch of different analysts went over Tesla, one of them saying that patience is required. And last I checked, Tesla stock, TSLA, was at around $307 per share, which is down approximately 0.75%. So I'm noticing that there were these massive declines, and then slightly less massive declines, and then even slightly less massive declines, and now a very slight decline today, Tuesday, July 28th, 2026. You had Cantor Fitzgerald on Tesla stock. I go over that. Morgan Stanley on Tesla stock as well. Needham, Needham on Tesla stock too. Just a bunch of different news. And I went over the Tesla stock price action, but that was at the time. But I do also give my own personal thoughts and opinions on the matter in terms of TSLA. I went over an awesome article by Interesting Engineering. I would definitely recommend that you give this one a read yourself, but I did read and react to it in the massive Tesla News Roundup podcast episodes. However, this again is by Interesting Engineering. This one is titled, Tesla's Optimus humanoid robot could be learning from real workers at Gigafactory, and this gave me some amazing new idea when it comes to my souls without souls in a place with souls theory. And that would be something else to definitely look into when it comes to the discography, so to speak, of Tesla News Tonight podcasts. That's souls, S-O-L-E-S, with no souls, S-O-U-L-S, in a place with souls, S-O-L-S. In this interesting engineering article, they talked about Optimus learning from human beings, the actual human employees in the gigafactories, Optimus scaling, and how Optimus scaling could be a challenge. Elon Musk also talked about that in the Q2 2026 earnings call. And I went over Tesla's Q2 2026 earnings call in a podcast episode or 2. So definitely look out for those. They're already released on Spotify and on Substack. And then another Benzinga article I recently went over in the massive Tesla news roundup by Benzinga was, Tesla could eventually drop a bomb on Waymo, Gene Munster says, after AI chief signals statewide robo-taxi launches. That definitely had some nice tidbits of information, some quotes from Gene Munster himself, who has been analyzing Tesla for quite some time and is quite bullish, especially in the long term when it comes to TSLA. That article also details Tesla details robotaxi expansion and Cybercab progress. So that was, going back from June 2025, Austin, Cybercab news, just a bunch of different news, all of the unsupervised robotaxi miles, and how that just continues to escalate, and how, the driving capabilities, autonomous driving capabilities, that is, continue to optimize as well. And the article also touches on Waymo scale tempers Tesla's ambitions. And I talked about how I truly believe, and I know that what Tesla will end up doing is getting prepared. They're in a slow at first, dip toe process right now, where they're definitely taking it safe. They don't want injuries. They don't want negative news headlines that are unnecessary for the company. And when they're ready, they can kind of explode onto the scene with the autonomous ride-hailing robo-taxis and cybercabs, leapfrogging Waymo. So I talked about kind of the business side of it, the psychological side of it, the stock side of it as well. So definitely stick with Tesla News Tonight right here on YouTube, over on Substack, over on Spotify, and Tesla News Tonight on X as well, where you can find me by looking up at Tesla Tonight. That's at TESLA TONIGHT. Now, I'm going to read an article that I have to admit, I went over this one in a Substack and Spotify podcast episode, but this is absolutely huge, and you have to hear it. I mean, I have fun news coming up in this live YouTube video episode, but this is a bit of it is a total rehash. I'm going to read and give a new reaction to my reading of this My Investing News article, but you have to hear it. It's big time news, and for you long-term Tesla stock investors, you'll want to take notes. So I know that you always have your note-taking utensils ready, willing, and able to jot down notes. Take all the notes that you possibly can, because this is some big long-term Tesla stock investor information that you will all need. So again, this is by My Investing News, and I will read and give my new reaction to it. Musk wants Terrafab moving at light speed. Here's what it means for Tesla. TSLA price prediction here. Elon Musk wants the Terrafab moving at light speed, according to reports describing unusually urgent requests for equipment quotes from major semiconductor suppliers. So Tesla is on the move already when it comes to their development of the Terrafab. And mind you, that the Terrafab is not just a Tesla project. The Terrafab is also and mostly a SpaceX project, but both of those companies are in the ecosystem of building and developing and utilizing the future Terrafab. That's TERAFAB. The ambition is enormous, yes, and this is where it really gets important for you long-term Tesla stock investors. Create a domestic chip-making network capable of supporting Tesla vehicles, Optimus robots, XAI data centers, and SpaceX systems. That's a lot, all in one fabrication plant. Tesla vehicles, Optimus robots, XAI data centers, and SpaceX systems. So that's multiple things. Yet, investors should distinguish between an accelerating procurement effort and an operating factory. It's not an operating factory just yet, but this is for you long-term Tesla stock investors. And I have some news for you Tesla owners and Tesla enthusiasts coming up as well. So stick with Tesla News Tonight right here in this live YouTube video. Terrafab is real, but its highest costs, production volumes, and technological milestones remain proposals rather than completed achievements. Here's what Musk is trying to build. Musk publicly launched Terrafab in Austin, Texas on March 21st, 2026, presenting it as a semiconductor initiative shared across his companies. These are what I call Elon's teams. Now think, March 21st, 2026. Now, March, April, May, June, July. We're already 3 months and a week into the Terrafab development, so it's getting more and more real by the hour. The long-term vision combines chip design, logic fabrication, memory, advanced packaging, and testing as well. These are activities normally divided among several specialized companies and locations. Now, this makes me think of the book that I went over in a series of podcast episodes on Substack and Spotify, where I read and reacted to the entire book by Randy Kirk and Company, titled AI Rising, How to Thrive in the Age of Abundance. Definitely a good book to pick up on Amazon. Again, that's AI Rising, How to Thrive in the Age of Abundance, where they talk about all of these different topics going into the future and what you can expect. Definitely some forward-thinking, forward-looking, forward-actionable ideas, thoughts, and facts in that book. Musk has discussed eventually producing enough chips to support 1 terawatt of computing capacity annually. That is, of course, an aspiration. However, not a verified production forecast. Terrafab currently represents a planned manufacturing ecosystem rather than a completed, fully integrated factory. So, of course, keep that in mind, but you long-term Tesla stock investors are definitely taking notes. And you long-term SpaceX investors are taking notes as well. Full disclosure, Tesla News Tonight is a long-term Tesla stock investor, and I have already started a position in SpaceX, ticker symbol SPCX. So I'm building that as I have today, as I pretty much do every day, actually. Now, let's go over Terrafab actually involves 2 Texas sites. So that's some big news, not just 1, but 2 Texas sites for this Terrafab project. One important correction is that Tesla's Austin research fab and the proposed mass production complex are not the same facility. Tesla has begun work on a smaller research fab at Giga Texas, where engineers could manufacture experimental chips and shorten the cycle between design, testing, and revision. The much larger production complex is proposed for Grimes County in Texas. That's northwest of Houston, under SpaceX's name. Tesla's first quarter update confirms progress on semiconductor manufacturing in Austin, but does not establish that commercial scale production is imminent. Now I'm going to have to do some time checks in this. It's actually going to be very difficult to say hi to anyone. Somebody wants to say hi. My phone brightness is low so that I can actually preserve my battery. And I also need to continually check my my work phone so that I could see the time. And I'm about a quarter of the way into my lunch break. Shout out to my lunch break on X, Rumble, and YouTube. But anyway, that's a totally different channel for totally different topics. Well, actually it does deal with technologies and human civilizations and better and brighter forms of humanity. But anyway, that's just here nor there. Well, anyway, let's continue this My Investing News article. Is it My Investing News? Yeah, My Investing News. The potential cost has escalated sharply. Now, this is a concern to think about, but definitely much more of a short-term concern than a long-term concern, because we know that the finances of Elon's teams are definitely some of the best in the businesses. Terrafab was initially discussed as an investment of approximately $20 billion to $25 billion. Grimes County documents subsequently placed the proposed first phase near $55 billion, while a complete 4-phase build-out could reach $119 billion. Thus, that's why we're hearing Tesla and SpaceX both say that they are going to be, definitely increasing their CapEx expenditure, their capital expenditures, that is. Those figures describe potential development, not capital already committed or spent necessarily, but by now I would imagine it must be. I mean, we're talking about 3 months and a week. Grimes County has already approved property tax relief, while 2 local school districts have advanced agreements that could provide another $1.66 billion in initiatives. That's some buco bucks right there. And Tesla and SpaceX have definitely already earned it, and they're going to continue to earn it once the Terrafab is complete and throughout its continuous and endless optimization and growth. Final costs will depend on the facility's size, equipment purchases, and whether every proposed phase is constructed, according to Houston Chronicle. Here's why Tesla wants more control over its chips. And you can go to my Sticker Mule store. The link is in this episode, and you could check out all of the Tesla News Tonight merchandise, including the Buy the Dips, or Make the Chips Buy the Dips t-shirt. I actually have a new version coming out. I might do it as a sticker, a shirt, or both. We'll see. So yeah, definitely make the chips and buy the dips. Tesla's AI roadmap depends on specialized processors for full self-driving, robotaxi, Optimus, Dojo, which is still in effect, and future data center systems. The company currently relies on experienced manufacturers, including Taiwan Semiconductor and Samsung, with Micron among its memory suppliers. So Tesla and SpaceX are working with these big, experienced chip makers and memory makers. Terrafab could eventually reduce supply constraints and let engineers optimize chips for Tesla's specific workloads. And we know that's what Elon's teams do all day. They pivot around any sorts of bottlenecks, so you have relatively low concern when it comes to potential constraints. Typically, Elon's teams have already seen what could develop in the future, and Elon Musk himself, of course, as well. And when it comes to optimizing products, optimizing chips in this case, we can definitely rely on Elon's teams to figure out a way to do it better than the rest in the business. It would not eliminate those partnerships soon. Tesla lacks large scale, meaning, Tesla will be relying on these other great big companies for the foreseeable future. Maybe not such a short-term thing, maybe more of a medium-term kind of partnership. We'll see how it works out. Tesla lacks large-scale semiconductor manufacturing experience so far, and its next chip generations will still require outside foundries while the research fab is developed and any production facility is built and qualified. Now let's go over Intel and how Intel provides a roadmap for Tesla, but not a shortcut for them. Elon Musk said Tesla intends to use Intel's forthcoming 14A manufacturing process, potentially making Tesla the technology's first major outside customer. I mean, isn't that some more big news when it comes to the future of these types of technologies? I definitely say so, and I know that you long-term Tesla stock investors are excited by this news. Intel, however, initially declined to confirm the commercial details, leaving questions about contracts, equipment ownership, and operating responsibilities. Who knows? Maybe this is because Elon Musk got Tesla and SpaceX such good deals, Intel doesn't want to make those great deals public, at least not yet. But we'll see what the future holds when it comes to those business plans and the numbers behind them. Intel says 14A could deliver 15 to 20% better performance or 25 to 35% lower power use than 18A, with up to 30% greater transistor density. So this is what Tesla loves, the constant optimization and betterment of products and the tools, the machines that build their machines. Those are Intel's targets, not Terrafab results yet. And high-volume 14A production is not expected before approximately 2029, according to Intel and according to Reuters as well. Now I'm going to go over AI5 shows design progress, not manufacturing mastery. And we know it's going to be some time before we get Tesla's AI5, and it's going to be some even further into the future before we get AI6. But we've heard Elon Musk already talking about AI5, and we've heard Elon Musk already mention AI6 and its future potential capabilities. AI5 is what is most likely going to be the brain, so to speak, in Tesla's Optimus humanoid robots. So this totally excites me, especially as someone that has that souls without souls in a place with souls theory. And I'm actually going to add to that theory based on some of the one of the articles that I read and I mentioned earlier in the massive Tesla News Roundup, 3 episodes on Spotify and Substack. Okay, let's get back to the article. Tesla reached an important milestone in April when its AI5 inference processor completed tape-out, meaning the finalized design was delivered for manufacturing. Now, that's big news. So AI5 is ready and it's finalized. The design for AI5 is finalized and it's delivered for manufacturing now. So I would imagine that was April news. I would imagine AI5 is already in the process of getting booted up. Taiwan Semiconductor and Samsung are expected to fabricate the AI5 chip, with meaningful volume production targeted for 2027, just months away from now. AI5 demonstrates that Tesla's internal engineering team can design sophisticated custom silicon, strengthening the strategic case for Terrafab. So Terrafab is looking more and more promising by the day, by the hour, like I usually say. And it's true. I mean, we have March and April news. Now we're heading into August 2026. So let's see how the Terrafab kind of, progresses going forward. Yes, lost my place for a second there. Designing a chip and manufacturing it economically are very different disciplines, however. Yeah, but I mean, this is what Tesla does. They manufacture at the best, highest, fastest scale on the planet, and when it comes to their strategies for finances and economics, they destroy the rest of the competition. People are concerned perhaps with what Tesla is going to be spending throughout this year, 2026, and competitors in their different businesses are spending 4 or 5 times that, and they won't see nearly the same results that Tesla will. I mean, you'd have to be out of your mind not to see these simple numbers and be able to deduce the future results, especially based on historic results. So you have framework with which to judge the company. Let's see. Okay. A competitive foundry must repeatedly produce high yields across thousands of process steps while controlling contamination, defects, power consumption, and equipment downtime. And of course, Tesla and Elon's teams are always concerned with efficacy and efficiency, and Elon Musk said that at Terrafab, he's going to be able to smoke a cigar and eat a greasy cheeseburger. So I don't know how they're going to be able to do that, but Elon must have quite the plan, or at least members of his teams do. Let's talk about Tesla's finances and how they can support investment, at least up to a point. Tesla reported first quarter revenue of $22.39 billion, which is a 21.1 GAAP gross margin, and $1.44 billion in free cash flow. It ended the quarter with approximately $44.7 billion in cash and investments, but raised its 2026 capital expenditure forecast above $25 billion as it funds AI infrastructure, Cybercab, Optimus, energy products, new factories with an S, and semiconductor development. So you're telling me that you need to be worried about what Tesla is spending and how much they're spending? Okay, so let's call it 26 and not even count 44. Let's not count the $0.7 billion, right? So what does that leave you with? $18 billion you have left over? I mean, that's quite a bit of cash to still have on hand. And even if you spend more and have less on hand, you still have all those billions of dollars of cash on hand. Let's just round it down to 17. Okay, so Tesla is spending $26 billion, call it even 27. AI infrastructure, Cybercab, Optimus, energy products, new factories, semiconductor development, and they're still going to have about $17 billion or more on hand with which to deploy to other research and development ideas and projects. No way is that a bad thing. And like I said before, they're going to spend those bucks better than the rest of anyone in their competition, better than any of these other businesses. Mark my words, because Tesla and Elon's teams, for that matter, have already done it in the past, and they will continue to do it maybe even better in the future. Management also warned that free cash flow could turn negative during the remainder of the year. These numbers show Tesla can finance its Austin research effort, but there is no indication it could or intends to fund a possible $119 billion build-out by itself. Yeah, there will be other investors in this project. So that was according to a Tesla quarter one update. Now, let's go over what Terrafab could change for Tesla. Now, definitely continue to take notes here. This is also going to be important. A successful Terrafab could give Tesla greater control over chip supply, performance, cost, and production schedules. Engineers could test new architectures without waiting for scarce capacity at an outside foundry, potentially accelerating improvements to autonomous driving and robotics. Do you understand this? So the factory that SpaceX is working on is for scale. The factory that Tesla, and these are the Terrafab factories. So let me repeat. In terms of the SpaceX Terrafab factory, SpaceX will be working on scale and manufacturing, pumping out the numbers, producing the products for the customers, the consumers. Meanwhile, Tesla's Terrafab project is all about innovation, optimization, the best, newest, brightest stuff that they could put out there so that they could dish it over to SpaceX and get the assist, and then SpaceX can slam dunk the product and make it at scale. You wrapping your head around this here? Where am I? Sharing infrastructure, let me restart that one, sorry. Epipolylogies, I mean. Sharing infrastructure across Tesla, SpaceX, and XAI could also raise utilization and spread development costs across several large computing workloads. Yes, we're sharing the workloads here and getting more done in a more diversified way. The economics would still depend on manufacturing yield. Well, that's what SpaceX plans to take control of and take over and dominate in. A fab operating below capacity or producing too many defective chips can destroy capital quickly. So that's definitely a concern. And this is regardless of how valuable the finished processors might eventually become. Epipolylogies, again, I have YouTube and X notifications going off because I'm always doing my Tesla news research, and that's why I'm coming at you with all that I possibly can. So continue to do your own research, continue to do your own due diligence. Tesla News Tonight is never investment advice. Tesla News Tonight is never financial advice. Tesla News Tonight is a long-term Tesla stock investor, and I've already started a position in SpaceX stock as well. So let's continue this My Investing News article, and then I'm going to get to some more cooler news. We'll just get into it. So let's finish this one up here. Now, let's talk about what Elon Musk said. Quote, light speed, end quote, does not eliminate foundry risk. Reports indicate that Terrafab representatives contacted companies including Applied Materials, Lam Research, Tokyo Electronic, and Samsung for rapid quotes and delivery information, sometimes offering premiums for priority. And Elon has already nipped a lot of these in the bud, so this is probably just another case of that. That's why Tesla gets Elon's teams, for that matter, get such amazing deals, better than their competition. So they save money there. They save money by being the most efficient. They save money by having the most efficacy. And they save money by having great finance officers as well. That activity demonstrates urgency, which is, of course, Elon's motivation. But it does not prove that equipment has been ordered, installed, or qualified just yet. Advanced fabs require specialized tools, enormous amounts of electricity and water, experienced process engineers, and years of yield improvement. But we know that Elon's teams, especially Tesla and SpaceX, are literally the number one and number two most sought after career opportunities for people right out of school. I mean, the youngest, the best, and the brightest people all want to work for Tesla and SpaceX. So when it comes to specialized tools, well, I mean, you could look at the Boring Company, Tesla, SpaceX. They can specialize tools better than anyone in the business. Enormous amount of electricity? I wonder if Tesla Energy could have anything to do with that. And as I always say, and I'll repeat it right here and now, don't sleep on Tesla Energy. And when it comes to water, Just look at Giga Berlin. That seemed to be such a big, major concern at the time, but Tesla uses less water than their competitors when it comes to that as well. So that's not a concern for me, at least. Experienced process engineers, as if the best and brightest are going to work on this project, so that's not a concern for me. And years of yield improvement, well, when you have the best and brightest working for you, you can cut those yields in half or even less perhaps. We'll see what the future holds, but that's my bet. Moving procurement faster may shorten the opening stages, but it cannot eliminate technical qualification. Semiconductor manufacturing has repeatedly challenged companies with far more experience than Tesla or SpaceX, according to Tom's Hardware. Nevertheless, leave it to Elon's teams to catch up and then leapfrog their competition, leave them in the dust, and then help them out along the way and thereafter. Here's what investors should watch, according to My Investing News. Terrafab should currently be viewed as a long-duration strategic option. Again, something for you long-term Tesla and SpaceX investors, not a near-term earnings catalyst. And I agree. The meaningful milestones will be finalized: financing, permits, equipment contracts, specialist hiring, first test wafers, manufacturing yields, and a clear division of costs and ownership among Musk's companies. Investors should also separate progress at Tesla's Austin research fab from construction of the much larger Grimes County complex. If Terrafab eventually manufactures competitive chips at scale, which I definitely believe it will, it could reshape Tesla's AI economics. Until then, its speed should be measured through verified manufacturing milestones, not Musk's timeline alone. Yeah, of course. I mean, I don't know why this always seems to be such a big thing. Even throughout the Tesla community, these members always seem to worry so much about what Elon Musk said. He's the leader. He's saying things on a public platform, and you have to deduce his level of optimism and how hard he's trying to push the best and the brightest, most hardworking individuals on the planet. So those are the types of people that don't mind a crazy hardcore deadline, because we are looking at a hardcore future of abundance, and you need someone to push you as hard as you've ever been pushed in your life. This is something that you need to understand, wrap your head around it, and then do your own research, do your own due diligence, and get these timelines in order. Take down your own timelines, have your own predictions, have your own projections. Yes, you can maybe somewhat base it on something that the techno king Elon Musk said, but I mean, if his timeline is off, his timeline is off. What is more important, the timeline for innovative products to be released? Things that haven't been on this earth probably before, maybe. But that's another story. That's when you check out my lunch break. But these are innovations. So how long does it take to make X innovation? How long does it take to make Y innovation? You don't know. You're making predictions. You're making projections. And that's what Elon is doing as well. You might say something takes 5 years. Elon says it takes 2. Hopefully, you will be less wrong. But what's more important than those timelines, those predictions, and those projections is, will it happen? Will it be? Is the prediction, yes, it will happen? Is your projection that, yes, at some point, this will happen? Does your timeline include that innovative product? If so, then the answer is yes. Then it's going to happen. It's only a matter of time. And if you are a long-term Tesla stock or SpaceX stock investor, then what are you worried about? What is your major concern? That's when you then say, okay, so my answer is yes to this, yes to that. I have it, I can predict it will happen. I project it will happen. It is on my timeline. I do believe that at some point this thing, this innovative product, whatever it might be, in this case, Tesla and SpaceX's Terrafab, if you believe it will happen, then you move over to the financial side and you make your own adult decisions. You make your own financial decisions there. All right, got more news coming at you right now. This is actually a video that I recommend you check out. Again, this is a video. You can even check it out right here on YouTube. It's by the Tesla Space. This is the Tesla Space's video titled "Leaked Government Documents Reveal Tesla's Cybercab is much further along than anyone realized." Quote, "It's expected to last 150,000 miles," end quote. Now, that's the title of the video. I'm going to just give you a brief overtake of the video, a brief summary of the video. Tesla's Cybercab has taken another major step toward production after newly released EPA certification documents revealed key technical specifications before the company's official launch. The filings disclosed the vehicle's weight, battery size, motor output, estimated driving range, payload capacity, and expected service life, offering the clearest look yet at Tesla's autonomous robotaxi. The video, which you should definitely check out at the Tesla Space, also explores why the two-seat design is central to Tesla's strategy, how the Cybercab was engineered around everyday travel, and what these newly uncovered details reveal about the future of autonomous transportation. So again, check that one out by the Tesla Space. It's expected to last 150,000 miles, and it was built as a two-seater because 90+% of all ride-hailing is one or two ride hailers. So simple math there. It's pretty obvious because, you know, all the other vehicles Tesla makes, well, actually not the Tesla Semi, but Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model Y, the old Tesla Model S, the old Tesla Model X, the Tesla Cybertruck, those all seat more than two people, so make a two-seater for ride-hailing. Plus it's smaller, less weight, less battery degradation. But you could check out that Tesla Space video for all that information and that great video about a leaked government document and what it reveals about Tesla's Cybercab. Now, this is from nextbigfuture.com. Nextbigfuture.com writes, Tesla FSD 15 secrets. Again, Tesla FSD 15 secrets. When did Tesla FSD 15 get installed into robotaxis? It happened 2 months ago, and Tesla slowed the unsupervised robotaxi program to reset and work with the new software. This again is according to Brian Wong from Next Big Future. Tesla said they had 380,000 miles without notable incident, which also coincides with the amount of unsupervised robotaxi miles of the last 2 months. Clearly, Tesla FSD 15 is a step change in safety, and perfecting 7 major streams of improvement will result in a system which will scale to beyond Waymo levels of the next 4 to 9 months. And I've talked about that before. Tesla's just going to leapfrog over Waymo when it comes to their robotaxi and their Cybercab. It's just a matter of time. Wasn't I just talking about it being just a matter of time? Do you believe that the Tesla robotaxi network is going to scale? If so, then where is it on your timeline? And if you have an idea to invest in Tesla because of it, well, what's your financial outlook for that? That's your own personal decision. Tesla News Tonight is never investment advice. Tesla News Tonight is never financial advice. It will be interesting to see if when they are at 300 to 2,000 unsupervised vehicles in about 3 to 6 months, whether the system will be able to go statewide in Texas and Florida, which Tesla talked about at its Q2 2026 earnings call. They said they want to go from city to city to state to state. That will be quite the leapfrog, if you ask me. Brian expects the FSD 15 will be rolled out to all Hardware 4 FSD owners in Q4 of 2026. Now, that's another prediction. That's another projection. Do you agree with Brian from nextbigfuture.com? Let me know in the comments. Now, on for some fun, because I said we were going to have some fun in this one, and we will right here and now. So, this is according to Arena EV. Arena EV writes, Tesla unveils its 2026 summer software update. Here are the goodies you can expect. So this is for all you current and future Tesla owners and what you can look forward to in terms of Tesla's summer update. Tesla is preparing to roll out its summer 2026 software update. I think some people are already getting it. It should become available shortly. The company has published the full list of new features that will be part of the update, and most of these are summer fun updates. Grok will be able to make phone calls, search for and play music, adjust climate settings, open the glove box, and answer any questions you might have about the car. You'll see your self-driving stats in the Tesla mobile app as well. And the karaoke function will score your singing while parked, with high scores being saved to your Tesla profile. Like I said, it's some fun stuff and some utilizational stuff as well. Automatic navigation gets a big update as well, as it now adapts to your routine. It knows what you do. And one of the members, the son from Now You Know, the duo that goes over a lot of Tesla and Elon Musk news, the son said that it predicted that he was going to get a haircut, and that's where he was actually going. So pretty smart system. That story is actually even kind of hard to believe that the system could be that keen, that smart as to what the individual driving or, supervising the drives is actually about to do. It will suggest and route to places you frequently visit, in addition to your home and work locations and calendar events. But in the case that I talked about with the son from Now You Know, what's he getting a haircut? Once a month, I think he said, but it's still projected that he was going to get his haircut at that specific time on that specific day. I wonder how it knew that. Navigation will also prioritize routes that you've taken before. So if you like to go a certain way, because of the new update, it will take you the way you like to go. You will also be able to set your desired arrival energy from your phone using the Tesla mobile app. And the app will also let you upload custom wrap designs for your Tesla's 3D vehicle visualization, what you see on the big screen in the center console. You'll be able to lock the rear screen so that kids can't control it. They will still be able to watch content, but it will be controlled by the front row. So that's some good parental control right there. And to top it all off, the new update will let you find superchargers by name when searching for a destination. Add Apple Music songs to queue from search and artist pages, and set your preferred zoom level for the self-driving visualization. So you'll get to see the live video game design of your driving on the screen at the zoom level you like it. The built-in browser will support camera and microphone access, and there are new intro animations for the new Tesla Model 3 and Tesla Model Y. So, lots of good news, lots of fun news, just lots of overall news. Tesla is staging an aggressive operational comeback following its Q2 2026 earnings, driven by record vehicle deliveries, explosive growth in its energy storage division, and a multi-year $25+ billion AI expansion cycle, while a recent profit miss temporarily pulled the stock price down. The bullish institutional investors and management are focused on rapid, world-changing technology rollouts. This is Tesla News Tonight. Again, Tesla News Tonight is never investment advice. Tesla News Tonight is never financial advice. I'm actually going to enjoy a teensy bit of lunch. So I'll catch you in the next one. And like I said, check out all the links that are in this episode, and stick with Tesla News Tonight right here on YouTube. Stick with Tesla News Tonight over on Substack. Stick with Tesla News Tonight on Spotify. Substack and Spotify are where my podcast episodes are simulcasted. And every once in a blue, you can check out Tesla News Tonight at Tesla Tonight on X as well. I wish you all peace, love, and prosperity. And in the comments, let me know, are you a long-term Tesla stock and or SpaceX investor? I love you all for listening. And again, from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all peace, love, and prosperity. Later.